Ashoka Precious Cargo is a D&D actual play campaign with violent themes and adult language. Viewer discretion is advised.
Aloha Kako friends. Happy Aloha Friday. My name is Eli and I am your Dungeon Master.
I'm Aaron A. Pabst and I'm Trig.
I'm Allegra and I'm Shodi.
I'm Amanda and I'm Snowball.
I'm Caleb and I'm Anchor.
I'm Sergio and I'm playing Rad the Sea Turtle.
I'm Zakia and I'm playing Kenny.
Be sure to keep tabs with us on Twitch as we're bringing you amazing content every single week. We got Aaron at the Sheep Farm. We got Ironsworn Eye of the Storm. We got heroes you should know about. Be sure to come and join us at 4 p.m. Pacific Standard Time every Fridays as we're live streaming Ashoka. We'll be up in the group chat, hanging out and listening alongside you. If you want to support us further, please be sure to subscribe to us on Patreon, where you'll gain access to our Discord channel and amazing perks like art and music. And all of your contributions continue to help Mayday make content for you to enjoy. Be sure to like and subscribe wherever you get your podcasts. Be sure to tell a friend.
Oh man, did you see that, Jeremy? We got through this magic forest with an elephant man and a peeping Tom, sort of a rabbit bird person after Baron touched a rock and got sick. You know, normal kid stuff. Then I made the boat into a porcupine while Anchor talked to a scary lady, and I really wanted to shoot the scary lady, but I had to wait. I was told to wait. But then I started blasting the lady, and I definitely hit her on the first time, but a bunch more scary guys showed up, and I killed scary guys, so I hatched a foolproof plan. Everyone was in a lot of trouble, so I deployed a genius fix in the form of a smoke bomb delivered right into the action, and I sent a bunch of ball bearings careening into the smoke cloud, and it worked perfectly. Everything went according to plan. Shotty came running out of the cloud with Baran and hopped onto the ship. Then Snowball came running out with Anchor, but she tripped and fell on something that I definitely did not put there. Kenny messed up, though. For some reason, she couldn't get herself up and out of the cloud. Maybe she was in love with one of the bad guys or something, I don't really know. So logically, I had to go running in to save the day. In what I can only describe as an expert tactical maneuver, I flopped onto my belly and I started crawling my way through the smoke until I found Kenny. Then I started dragging Kenny out, but then I got outside and I was like, "You're not Kenny!" So I went back in and I found her, but she had started fighting me for some reason, and I said, "Kenny, this is no time for a wrestling match!" So I pulled out some rope and tied her up like a good old country hog and yanked her to safety, screaming her lungs out. Then, when I got out with her, she was like, "Okay, Trick, I've seen the error of my ways." So I let her loose. Mostly Snowball started bleeding her guts out somewhere in there. It was gross and I wanted nothing to do with it. Then there were 2 anchors, and I was like, sweet, bonus. But then someone killed one of the anchors, but that was okay because we still had the one. Also, maybe there were some people following Anchor. I'm still pretty confused about that part, honestly. But we all flopped onto the boat, and that's where we are now, and that is a totally, completely accurate depiction of what happened, Jeremy.
You guys said goodbye to Vasul, and it was about early morning when you guys depart on your ship. You chart the course that you had planned to kind of wean between some of the remaining islands that remain of the outskirts of Walraven before you head out to the open sea of the Gellis Sea. You're hurt, been beaten, a little terrified, some of you. But as you guys pull away from shore, all is quiet. Anchor... like to retcon something. When you were looking at Jin's body, there's 2 other things you noticed outside of the 2 rings and the spell components. One was a brand on her neck of an embellished P, and the other was a token of some kind. And you can roll me a history check at advantage to learn more about that.
Okay.
Oh, well, one of them was a nat 1. Thank God for advantage. An 18 total.
You know the brand to be something that occurs out in Sasan. The P represents the island of Parlis. You know the island of Parlis to be home to the arcane schools. Magic is highly sought out in the lands of Sasan, and magic users are conscripted into the ranks of the military forces, no matter what. It doesn't matter if you're a citizen. It doesn't matter if you're somebody that is just traveling through the land. If you're found out to have magic, you tend to be found and sent to these places, and they're always branded as such. The token looks like an eye, and it looks to have insect-type legs kind of wrapping around the folds of the eye. You don't know what the actual symbol represents, but you do remember during your travels and serving in the Sasanian Navy that there have been rumors that other members of the military have brokered deals with other gods and deities within the pantheon of Sasan, and sometimes offer people to serve as patrons for those gods in a type of deal that they struck for power or for any other means.
Okay, and this token would be a symbol of that patronage.
Yes.
Okay, I'm gonna hold on to the token for sure. That would have gone in with the same pouch as the rings.
Sure. It all is quiet, and you guys are continuing to make your way down the beach. Is there anything you guys want to do this evening?
We're on the ocean, right?
Yeah, you guys have left shore, and you guys are traveling out.
I'm kind of still rickety wrecked, so Snowball's gonna like go to the little cabin area and like just probably pass out.
I got good news. It's all the little cabin area now.
Thanks, Trig.
Yeah. Aaron, what exactly does the tent
Yeah,
like?
what do we have?
Oh, dude.
It's just like so they're just like little slant walls over the boat that form into like a little geometric shape, the name of which I'm struggling to remember, but it has two walls angled up at 45 degrees.
Rhombus?
Yeah, that one. And that's what it looks like. Yeah.
I'm a theater kid, and I told the engineer a smart math thing. Ha
There you go. Rhombus was a pretty deep pull.
But of course on the outside it does have a bunch of spikes
There it is.
attached to the walls to dissuade boarding actions.
Eli, how much heavier and harder to sail does this make my boat?
The boat seems to be just a little bit more sluggish because there's a little bit more weight on it, given that there's another structure on it. But it's still
not
moving.
that bad.
Yeah. Hasn't hindered you that much.
Okay, good.
I'm gonna take Baron in and put her down next to Snooval and try to get her to go to sleep.
Okay.
Thank you.
Snooval,
Yes.
I'm really sorry I keep hurting you, and I'll try to remember better about the sound.
It's okay, Shorty. I understand. Things get very crazy during battle, so I'm not upset. I would like a nap, though.
I'm gonna take out my piece of taffy that I have that like comes back every time, and I'm gonna rip it in half, and I'm gonna give her half and say, "It doesn't have any magical properties or anything, but I thought you might like it. It's good." I'll give Baron the other half.
I've never had this before, so I take a bite. How chewy is this stuff? You said it's taffy?
It's taffy.
Yeah.
So imagine like her big jaws are like just going. It's so cute. And then you're gonna go like.
Shorty,
Like I'm picking it out of my teeth with my finger, and I'm like, remember, I'm still busted up and bleeding, but I don't care because I'm very happy with some candy. Thank you, Shorty.
Good night.
I'm gonna call Kenny very quickly to the front of the ship. If Kenny will come by.
You wanted to speak to me?
Yes. When I was younger, my father never really knew how to tell us we did a good job, or that we exceeded expectations, or that we helped him in some way, and so he'd ply us with gifts, and so... Well, and then I'll reach into the pouch and I'll take out the ring I got from Jin's body, and I'll hand it out to Kenny, and I want you to have this. I found it on her body. I know you like gold and things. I thought it would be appropriate.
I don't understand. I didn't do a good job. I broke even at best. I don't think I can take that.
Half the reason I was able to speak to her the way I could, that I could manage words, is because of the conversation we had in that jungle. You did more than you can understand, so I want you to have the ring. I don't know what it does, but it's very pretty, and I thought you would like it.
Kenny's just gonna look at it, and then eventually, after about a minute or so, take it and immediately pocket it. But thank you. I guess I'm sorry. I did try to end your life back there, and you don't seem too fazed by it. But I need to apologize. That was not the plan.
There was a moment where I thought everyone in that smoke cloud was a friend, even though I knew they were coming for my life a second later. I know these things happen, and as far as I know you'd never do that to me. I trust you.
Thank you. And she's gonna cast Prayer of Healing on the whole ship, which means everyone gets 11 points of healing.
Nice. That's helpful.
I'm back to full.
I'm no longer in the single digits, y'all.
Welcome back.
Hey.
Trig, Rad,
Yes.
anything you guys want to do this evening?
Well, now that we're going, I would like to finally sleep, because I haven't yet.
Okay.
Rad feels pretty confident because they're on the other side now. They're kind of in the home stretch the way he sees it. So he's feeling good, but I don't know, there's just still something in the pit of his stomach, like it's not over yet. So he's around and he's certainly interacting, but he's kind of also keeping to himself. He's trying to make sure Paunch doesn't fall over the side of the ship, because she doesn't really have sea legs anymore. She's a scary wolf creature, Shadow Mastiff. So he's kind of around, but he's also being quiet in an unusual way, but he's still his usual pleasant self.
Oh, can I actually go up to Rad?
Sure.
Oh, hey.
Sorry. Do you have any magic left?
I'm gonna need to take a rest, but once I have a rest, I'll be good.
No, it's fine. I've mucked things up a lot today, and I didn't want to use magic, like you said, in case I mucked things up again. But I'd feel more comfortable if all of us could breathe underwater. So...
Well, I could do that. I didn't use that ability, and I can do that once a day. So, yeah, if you don't want to, I'd be happy to.
Either way, I just... What do you think?
I'll do it. Yeah, don't sweat it, kid.
Okay.
You don't need to beat yourself up over it either. I mean, it was a pretty crazy situation. I would have forgotten that I could cause a lot of trouble too if I were you. You just wanted to help. I get it.
Thank you.
Yeah, no problem.
If you're too tired, I can do it for sure. But
let me do it, and then I'll probably go to sleep. Yeah.
Okay, I'll watch first.
I wanted to pull up what my spell, because I have all my my components. I always forget what component is required.
A short reed or piece of straw.
Okay, yeah. So I pull out a piece of straw and cast water breathing on the whole group.
Easy enough. And with that, I assume Anchor's on the helm, right?
Yeah.
Okay. Everybody else goes to sleep, and eventually we move on into the next day. And you guys sleep a little bit longer, but it's pushing towards noon by the time everybody fully stirs awake. Anchor, roll me a survival check.
Okay. It's a 12.
You've been spending a bit of the morning looking over the maps and the charts and pacing out the last leg of this mission and counting down the days to the end of the summer. And you're looking at it, and it's getting really tight. You have about a 2-day window if you'll even make it by the first day at this rate.
That's great.
So we're cutting it close. Is that what we're hearing?
A little bit.
I think we need to double time as much as we can. We're closing in on our window, folks, and I'll do anything I can in this next day to make us go faster, I guess.
Yeah, if it feels like there isn't anything immediately obvious in terms of danger, like as we pass these islands, if there's nothing that appears immediately dangerous, I'll blow my spells to do water control water, so that I can buy us 10 minutes at a time of some extra speed.
Okay. I mean, with that and the gust stone and stuff like that, you guys are making some pretty good time, maybe shaving down a day or so. Is there anything you guys want to do as you guys are traveling through the parts of Walraven before we get out to open sea?
Anchor, are we good on supplies? Are we going to make it out in the open ocean?
Eli, I have enough supplies to make it there at least without stopping once, right?
Yeah, I believe you guys did some little bit of resupplying on Walraven, just some basic food and stuff that you could have mustered up on your travels. So I would say you have some form of food.
I think we can make it as long as we stay moving through the seas. I don't think we have to stop, but we're cutting it close. If we make it by the first day, we maybe have 2 days.
Well, I do forget that I could always catch us a big fish if we needed to.
That was fun.
So let's just keep barreling through. I don't see why we'd stop.
I don't have any intention to.
Right.
Let's try and catch some wind.
Yeah. Roll me another survival check, Anchor, if you're at the helm.
Okay. Oh, that's much better. Nat 20. So.
Woo! Yeah. It seems like the wind's on your guys' side, as well as using both water control and the gust stone. You guys are barreling through Walraven. You guys are kind of in like this channel, so you guys can see like other residual islands that make up like the tail of the south side of this barbarian land. It's all just kind of foliage. You don't even really see anything of people or just usually empty shorelines that you guys continue to pass through.
So this is a pretty uninhabited part of the world.
Yeah, in terms of like buildings of civilization and stuff like that, it's more taken back to like its natural roots, and more the wilds have regrown here than anywhere else.
Eli, would I know when we might start seeing ships coming from Saren at all? In terms of time period from when we are now, are we like a days out from routes, or do I have any sort of knowledge as to when they'd be crossing?
Roll me a history check.
Okay.
It's been a while since you've run the routes.
Yeah. I have a 15.
You do know that probably once you get half a day out of Walraven, you'll start to hit the Gallus Sea, which is also known by everybody who sails in the south sides of Ashoka as the Expanse, as there are very little islands throughout this part of it. It's usually just horizon to horizon open sea, and home to both pirates and the Odinawan Navy, run under the protection of the Brawler Lord of Asaway. But you're about like a days and a half to reaching that point, from what you can tell.
Gotcha.
Anything anybody want us to do, say, as we continue to travel?
About 2 days of travel through this channel.
Nah, Trick will just spend his days sitting up on the top of the new hut, the Death Hut, as he's taken to calling it. And he's just gonna keep an eye on the horizon with his bows and stuff, just in case something happens.
Okay.
Trig, I think it's about time we got some cannons on this ship if we're truly going this route.
I don't know that this thing is gonna stay afloat for too long with cannons, but we can certainly try.
If any engineer can make that a possibility, I imagine it's you.
What's an engineer?
If any Trig can make that a possibility.
I don't know if there's any more of those.
Certainly hope not.
World can only take one, really.
You know what? A lot of people say that.
Well, that's good. We need just one of you. You're ours.
All right.
Snowball.
Yes.
So, about a couple of weeks ago, she walks up to you with like her scrolls, and she doesn't wear glasses, but she adjusts her mask like glasses. A couple of weeks ago, we had an agreement where at any given point, all responsibilities of the pirate healer position could be revoked by verbal consent. And 2 days ago, you died, and I brought you back, and you couldn't really provide verbal consent, and I just want to make sure that we are all still good, because I did bring you back from death, and I just wanted to double check, circle back that we're all good. We're good, right?
Snowball's actually gonna take a second, really think about it, and I've been reached out about being more flexible, so how about this? With your permission, would you like to get rid of the amendment? So therefore, no harm, no foul.
Like forever.
Yes. When it is my time, I will go. But I feel like I'm not supposed to be leaving anytime soon. If that's all right with you.
That's great. Yes, that makes this...
I don't want to put you in any...
I didn't know. No, that means essentially that if it's void, then there's no record of me having ever messed up. So that's great.
No.
Let's do that.
Oh, that's fantastic.
And she just, rips that last bit of your contract. Okay, perfect. Thank you so much.
I'm so sorry to bother. You did a fantastic job prior, and unfortunately with, let's be honest, face down almost in the dirt and water. Do you mind just kind of doing my braid again?
Yes.
You can do the same design, or if you want, I can give you full creative, artistic...
How do you feel about buns?
I mean, I never had one before, but sure. I'm open to it.
I think I can work something out. And she goes around and starts to braid her hair. Small bun on the top. We still have a braid. At this point, we're running out of hair because the bun exists, so it's probably from 4, 3, 2, 1 instead of 7. But there you go. And you don't have to give me the gold again. That's fine.
Are you sure?
Yes, no. I don't actually, use the money I make. I mostly just give it to my goddess.
I can understand you wanting to pay homage to your patron and your deity, so
yes,
I respect that. No, but thank you again. I appreciate that.
Of course, thank you. And she goes off somewhere, anywhere on the ship.
And Snowball's gonna very tentatively kind of touch it, but yeah, she rocking something.
Just keep sailing.
It's fine. We keep sailing.
I just want to investigate that ring Anchor gave me.
Roll an Arcana check.
8.
Oh.
You can gauge a sense that it has some type of magical property, but you don't quite know what exactly it would do.
Can I put it on?
Yeah, you can.
Okay.
When you put one of the rings on, you get this kind of light, warm sensation. That's the one with the red band on it. And the white one with the pearl center, you don't feel quite anything. It feels just cool and just regular metallic.
Okay, cool.
Rad is futzing around with the bottle and the decanter that he was given by Vasul, right?
By Rain.
Rain gave it to us, yeah. And then all of a sudden he realizes and he runs over to Trig and he's like, dude, I think I just came up with a great idea.
And that will be...
but I'm gonna need your help to engineer it or to do whatever it is you do. So I've got this bottle, right? And there's a command you can give it where it shoots a gale force wind that is super strong. If you figure out how to strap that to the pole in the center of the ship, Rad knows this name with certain.
Give it to me, I'm going around.
Go.
Oh my goodness!
So there's this option that says causes a powerful combination of air and sound to escape from the opening and shake all that can hear it to the core. All creatures within 10 feet of the bottle must succeed on a DC 13 Constitution saving throw.
I know. I'm gonna put it on the mast, and I don't know. Oh my god, I don't know if I have the stuff to do this.
You know what? Rad would understand the difference. There's a second option that says draft. Causes a burst of air to flood the area around you. All gases, vapor. Oh, that doesn't do anything anyway. God damn it.
Can we put it like...
No, that's our cannon.
Okay, no, wait a minute. Yeah, sure. If you want to do that. But I got another thing, because I'm trying to think about how to make the ship go faster. I got a decanter of endless water. And one of the options is geyser. You produce 30 gallons of water that gushes forth into a geyser 30 feet long and a foot wide. As a bonus action, it causes damage, but that's not important because I think if we just strap it to the back of the boat,
it could
absolutely
be like an
it's
engine.
important that it causes damage. Things can be propulsion and weaponry.
All right, cool. Well, let's strap it to the back of the boat, and that'll maybe buy us a little bit of speed.
I'll start with the air cannon and go to the water one. And I'm gonna try. I don't know. I might not be able to do this, but if I have I don't know if I necessarily have the material. I'd like to make it pivot around the mast if I could, but I figure I could probably just direct it out the back to start with.
Before Trig runs off, Rad's gonna stop him and go, Trig, are you excited?
Yeah.
I'm gonna turn to the others and be like, he likes me now.
Snowball's gonna give a thumbs up.
So good. Good job.
Rad, I think that means you've collected us all. I think you want us all back.
Well, I mean, it's not like it wasn't deserving of a trial.
We're proud of you, though.
Well, you guys are important to me. I figured it's important you respect me, you like me.
Definitely one.
Trig, roll me an intelligence check to see if you can figure out how to do this.
This doesn't feel fair.
Can I give him my brain for this?
I was gonna say, do we hear them talking? Because I can get enhanced
Yeah.
ability.
Oh, they've been screaming. They're like screaming back and forward at each other.
Yeah.
I'm gonna cast enhance ability. The one with intelligence. It's
Owls something or other like?
yeah, owls. Nope, that's wait. Fox is
Owls and-
cunning.
Fox, oh. Really?
Which
Awesome.
does what?
You have advantage on intelligence checks.
Oh. Okay. Can I use my Tinker's Tools bonus?
Yes, you may.
16.
Which one are you doing first? The air one or the water one?
I want to do the air one first.
Okay. Yeah. I mean, it takes a good part of the day, but eventually you sort out a type of cannon that you attached with some of the leftover wood.
Ooh, what he does is he takes some of the leftover wood and he takes like a knife and he carves out a little channel in it that he can put like another piece of wood into so it'll pivot
Okay.
so he can direct it places.
Nice. Spend most of the day, but you're able to finally make your little air cannon, so you have one thing. You can roll again if you want to try to do the second one for
If
the
I
rest
have
of the day.
time.
Yeah. For the rest, I mean, this is over the course of a couple of days of travel that we're discussing right now, so you can do it throughout this time.
So same roll?
Yeah, same roll.
Natural one.
Which was advantage.
Oh, do I still have that?
I'm
Okay.
gonna cast it again because we need it.
Yeah.
Please do.
So I do have advantage.
Yes.
Okay.
Did you roll?
I rolled a 2.
I mean, you could not get more fitting than this.
With the bonus, but with the bonus, that comes out to be a 4.
Hey! You don't know what it is, but like you had an idea of like the water propulsion and putting it and attaching it to the back of the boat, but like as you try to assemble it and like test it, it doesn't like fire like streamline enough where it would actually do any good to the boat. You keep trial and error, but you haven't found anything that works.
This is going to require increased levels of development.
I believe in you, dude.
Trig, would you like some assistance?
How could you help?
Well, I feel I can help a little bit more than you can already.
All right, let's see what you got.
How about you tell me what your game plan is and I will adjust accordingly.
So I'm gonna put it Well, I only really got wood to deal with. I don't got any metal. So I'm gonna make a big, long, like, rod right out of the wood I have and like mount it on the back of the boat just off of the surface so that it can rotate like this. So it can go up and down, but then there's gotta be something to make it go back and forth like this, and I can't figure out the way to make it do that. What you got? Keep it in mind that you only got wood.
Just in the piece of wood we're gonna stick
Anchor, you're quite intelligent. Do you know how to make this thing go left to right? Kenny? Rad? Anybody?
Oh, you can get somebody in there to move it real quick.
But then that takes the point out of it, because someone's gotta like hold it and hold onto the ship at the same time.
Tie it like in a rudder and put the rudder, and then you just can turn the rudder and have it tied to the rudder, right?
Yeah, we
Oh,
could
I
have.
can lash it to the rudder.
Yes, we could take an extra oar and set it back there, and because I don't think we have rudders. Do we have rudders?
The oar, it serves
Yeah.
like the rudder.
So if we took an extra oar and we like rope it to the back of the ship, and then have the water potion at the bottom, I guess glued. I don't fucking know, fused, but and then
No,
we'd
no.
have to have. How do we cast it? By the way, do we have to touch it? It's a command word, right?
You have to use an action, so it should probably be within reach.
Okay.
But you don't have to use the sharp side of the udder. You can use the dull side of the udder, and then you can just tie around it.
The udder or the rudder?
What was I saying?
I have rope. I looked through my things. I do have rope, if that helps.
Yeah, I think
A
so.
lot
I
of
think that's our best idea. Do we think that it being in the water would give us more of a geyser, or if it
I think
shot
so.
into the water? Because
So.
I was
think
thinking
it-
underwater.
And if it's subterranean, we can use it on things coming from underwater.
Okay, and we have water breathing, so one of us can go down and make sure it's secure. We need a good command word.
Cabbage.
That could work. I don't think many of us are going to say cabbage in regular conversation.
Well,
So
we've just said it twice, so I worry.
Well, that's because we're talking. That's because we're deciding what it is.
Yes, but now that we've said that the word is cabbage, it's all I can think of.
well, don't think of something else now. Fruit.
Well, now I'm just thinking of the
potato.
boat's name, which I'm also not supposed to say.
Okay.
This is a
Clouds. Baron.
We can't say.
Baron,
we can't say
like,
Okay, who is going down there to do the tying?
I'll go.
Perfect.
I'm gonna make sure that like tether myself to the boat first, but I'll just dive down there while we're still going and try to tie this thing up.
And I'm gonna help him up top and try and get that oar tied in, fastened to the back of the ship.
Okay.
I'm going to bring Baran over so she can watch her moms make things.
It's very important to inspire creativity.
Yeah, I guess roll me another intelligence check. Situate this shit. You're you guys are engineering things.
Hey, engineering shit.
Wrong party to be doing that.
So I get an 18. I get an 18.
Oh, wow.
What does proficiency with carpenter's tool do for me here? It doesn't do anything.
I mean, you made the oar, so it's a pretty sweet, sturdy ass oar.
Okay, all right. That's fuck all for me. That. 9.
I think you got it pretty secure. You double knot it.
I'll double check his work. Inspection.
Roll an investigation.
Hello, Trig, sir. This is a knot I tied myself. The oar I made myself. Actually, no, these are.
It's an
These aren't
18.
my oars at all.
18.
Yeah, it's 19 minus 1.
You do notice when you pull on the knot that the knot starts to kind of loosen instead of tighten on itself. I forget what the knot's called. And it's
No.
not the right knot.
You use this kind of knot. You want to use this kind of knot.
Oh, well, I was thinking of using that kind of knot, but I use this kind of knot. What about this kind of knot?
Let's try that kind of knot.
Okay, perfect. Well, this was Rad's idea. I think Rad should be the first to test it. Rad, whenever you're ready, say Don't. Oh, I almost said it just now. But you know what to say.
All right. Do I get to say it or do I get to do it?
I think you say it to do it, right?
Oh, okay.
But someone's got to steer, and someone has to steer at the bottom and at the top. We require
That's how
two
we
drivers.
designed it?
Wait, I thought we had a bit up at the top.
One person has to pop the cork and say the command word.
Right.
I'd have to go down there and say geyser.
Right. I'm gonna tie you to the boat, or to me, and to the boat.
You don't need to. I got a swim speed.
Oh, but what if we're faster than you?
I think we're probably going to be.
Yeah, okay, all right. That's a good idea.
Okay. I'm gonna loop it over part of the boat and then tie it to my waist.
Okay.
And
You
then
should
tie it
take
to
your
that.
surfboard too, just in case we're too fast, and then you can surf back to us with the rope. Sort of like.
Dude, do you know what it's like to try to swim underwater with a surfboard? There's no way.
I have no idea. I've never done it before.
All right, here I go. I'm gonna jump in the water.
I just
Go
wanted to
swim up to the thing. I'm gonna like hold on to the paddle and like put my feet on the bottom side of the boat because I know as soon as I pull the thing, it's gonna go fast.
Yeah, okay.
So I'll pull it and underwater go.
You say that, and all of a sudden that jet stream of water, and it pushes you, and Icarus eats it.
Oh wait, nobody's steering!
Literally.
I'll run up and grab the top wheel.
Roll a deck save.
top wheel. There is
Oh, wait.
top wheel, damn it!
Yeah, it pivots back and forth at the top.
Oh,
you
you
have
mean
to
the
steer it
oar.
from the top and the bottom.
Top wheel.
Roll a
I'm
deck
gonna
save to grab
steer
it.
the boat.
Whoever's gonna attempt to grab the oar to control it, because you start to see it move.
It won't be me. It will not be me.
I'll get the 5 and I'm going up top.
Oh god.
I just rolled though. I was gonna say I didn't realize. I got a 24.
Hey, shit.
Okay, yeah. Trick, you try to run after it, and in the process you trip, and then you land like right in
Ow.
front of it. But like, as you look up, you see Snaval has nimbly grabbed onto it and secured it before it folded underneath the ship with Rad and attached
So
to it.
I'll just grab the bar of like the steering wheel or whatever, however I set it up, and I'm just gonna hold on for dear life while I'm whipping around with the wheel.
Rad, for like a second, you feel the oar like move really quickly, like towards the underneath the boat, but then it like stops. And then you pause for a second. It seems that somebody's holding on to it. But yeah, you guys are moving forward. What is the speed again on that? 30 feet?
Nothing. It's 30 gallons of water
30
that
gallons
gushes
of water.
forward in 30 feet. It literally only lasts a round, so after 6 seconds, it just ends.
How many times can we cast it? Can you just
probably like once a day.
One really fast burst in a day.
The water stops pouring at the start of your next turn. Doesn't really say when you can do it again.
Oh, we fucking spam it then. Geyser.
Yeah, I would spam it if I could, but I don't know.
Backpack.
So you're telling me that we have to have one person steering on the top deck and on the bottom deck, and then we have to have another guy just going geyser.
That's
It takes 3 people to make this boat go.
That's
Yeah, I mean, the spell, the item itself doesn't say anything about how, like, when it runs out, so I could effectively keep doing it, but
We won D&D. D&D's over. Oh, the one thing this campaign didn't see coming was massive infinite geyser. Geyser.
Guys.
Oh, I mean,
so for like an hour a day, I'll go underwater and just do it every 6 seconds.
Wait.
Just be like,
Geyser 2, 3.
Beautiful.
So how long are you guys gonna do this?
I think we'd eventually, within a day, realize it's a terrible idea and just move on.
I do think we should get like a little bump.
Until we're like flying overhead of the island, we're just gonna drop Ron up the side and keep going.
There she is!
At a certain point, Rad is going to realize this is a terrible idea, and underwater, he's just going to cast Control Water and pretend like he's like doing the cancel, but really he's just propelling the boat under the water.
It did.
Yeah, it was sputtering for a
it's
while, but eventually it seemed to smooth out for some reason, and everybody's like, "Oh yeah, okay, we got it. We got the like."
Oh,
a
maybe it
rhythm."
was just delayed. I think it was a delay. I think he's got it under control now.
I think it takes a bit to get a hang of it.
Yeah.
I
Trig,
had my
that was you did a great job.
Oh, Trig's gone.
Oh yeah. Sorry.
Well, I'm not surprised we lost Trig somewhere.
He flew off.
Fell
Oh, fuck.
off.
At least he can breathe underwater.
I will say, with your collective efforts between the gust stone and the control water and the geyser paddle, you guys are you make up, like, I would say 2 days of travel through it as you guys eventually reach out to the expanse.
She's
So
a benevolent god.
if I know
Underwater.
I will say, with your collective efforts between the gust stone and the control water and the geyser paddle, you guys are you make up, like, I would say 2 days of travel through it as you guys eventually reach out to the expanse.
She's a
So
benevolent god.
if I know we're heading into the galaxy and the expanse, I'm definitely gonna bring Rad up and make sure everyone's on their toes, because fuck this place. No good place was ever named the expanse, so forget this shit.
But as you guys leave the last remaining island of the last tip of Walraven, you look out to just see endless sea. It's about noonish, so it's like hard sunshine beating down on a horizon of open ocean. Roll me a survival check, Anchor.
Sure. Not bad. 17.
It's pretty smooth sailing as you guys enter into the open waters. It's fairly hot. It's starting to feel like the muggier part of the summer, as that sun is just kind of beating down on you. And you go about that for the next several hours. For the most part, you guys just keep looking out. It's just nothing. Just no islands. Just open sky, open sea.
I don't think I've ever seen an open sea like this. Like, you always see at least one island. It's kind of freaky.
It's bad nerving.
I mean, no islands means not big waves, you know?
Well, where I grew up, there were a lot of ghost stories about this area, about the things that happen out here, so...
Like what?
Oh, just ships going missing, pirates, tales of adventure, lost treasure underneath the seas. The same things every sailor will tell you about the lost parts of the map, but usually every fake ghost story is predicated on a true robbing or killing or maiming or kidnapping, so we should be wary.
Rad is immediately gonna go and gossip with the other crew and be like, dude, I think tonight there's gonna be a ghost ship that comes by. Gotta keep an eye out.
Why would you put that out? Why would you put that out there?
Because Anchor said there was.
I'm not superstitious.
Are you a little statious?
Just a little, yeah, a little bit.
I think we just take extra precaution tonight. You know, everyone take a watch. And if you see it, let me know because I want to go swim up to it.
Hold on, darling. I will embrace a lot, but even I'm like, do we really want to approach any ghost ships?
There aren't any ghost ships. I've been a ghost ship out here before. It's just clever pirates most of the time.
You've been a ghost ship? Were the people dead?
I've been on a pirate ship that has taken another pirate ship quickly and efficiently in the expanse. I've not actually been a ghost ship.
Oh.
Okay, so like, what do we need to look out for? Are they like glowing? Are they like hidden in a fog? Like,
I mean, it depends on the people on the ship, I guess. We were glowing because I'm very talented.
If you're worried about ghost ships, you have to be worried about their favorite kind of tea, Rad.
What's that?
Boo tea.
I
hate it.
Jump off the side of the ship.
You got Amanda. You got Amanda.
I cast water walk and I'm walking home.
It's so fucking
Storm
bad.
cloud shows up in the sky.
Wrecks all.
This is all take psychic damage.
Just tell me if you see it, Rad. It's very important.
give him a, like, yeah.
Did you understand it when I said it?
Yeah, I mean, at first I thought you meant like their butts, but now I get what you mean.
Good.
Like they're gold.
Yes.
Oh,
it could be both. It could have a double meaning.
That's why I want to go up to a ship, because if they got like gold on it, it's like cursed gold. That'd be cool to have.
What if they just have butts?
Well, I mean, I do like big butts. I can't lie about that.
Going to
We have to be careful though. They could be cursed.
Amazing.
Nope.
I'm so confused right now.
It's
What-
best you
what are
don't
we talking
investigate
about?
that any further, Trig.
Trig, this probably scares you more than anything. If there really are ghosts out here, it's the one thing you can't shoot.
No, I can shoot them.
You can shoot ghosts?
Yep. Will it be the first time?
Wouldn't it be the first time?
Nope.
All right, if everyone's got ghost stories, then I want to hear some ghost
I'm
stories.
gonna get some ghost stories.
We're gonna spend the rest of the trip
Swapping
telling ghost stories.
Ghost stories.
All right, who's got one?
Yeah, you spend the rest of the day telling each other, swapping ghost stories.
I've made a lot of ghosts.
I think that Anchor tells some Navy stories that are not ghost-related but very violent, and he desperately tries to shield the violence from Baran,
Oh yeah, Shorty's got Veron's ears covered.
and they cut off all of their haircuts. They gave them haircuts.
Terrible haircuts.
But Baran can't understand what you're saying.
Oh, very true. In that case, they were all decapitated.
She couldn't get the subtext, the subconscious
Very,
of it.
very grim, very disturbing.
Oh,
I'm
no.
not one for subtext, to be honest with you. I always thought efficient writing is missed.
I must admit, I've never really encountered ghosts, but I have been a part of a lot of violence and massacres. And I will say, it's been very interesting observing how death collects a whole bunch of people. It's not that scary when you actually study it.
Snowball, you're a servant of death, as you said before. Why take so many lives in one fell swoop?
Think of it this way. I don't. There's different words for it, but I think the most common, like a reaper, it's from the other side. And the best way to describe it is they just go on a big, massive collecting binge, and then they're gone. I don't decide that. Occasionally I will get heavy instructions to either help or stand back and let it happen naturally.
Do you ever wonder about the people you have to take, or anyone that gets called up? Has there ever been someone you didn't want to see go?
There have been many that I didn't want to see go, but the best way I can think about it is when it is their time, it is not my decision. Does that make sense? So the best way I can say it is sometimes I try to be comforting if I can, but sometimes it's so quick I have no choice in the matter. But it's not my decision. I'm just a conduit on this plane. That's the best way I can think about it.
I see.
Anyone else have any ghost stories?
I mean, this one time I was kind of going underwater where there was a bunch of crashed ships, and I'm pretty sure I found a sea witch's cave.
Ooh.
Yeah, I didn't go in. I didn't mess around with that, but pretty sure I got the vibe.
If you didn't go into Sea Witch's cave, why would you want to go to a ghost ship?
Well, I feel like ghosts are not that big of a deal
Oh,
compared to a witch.
that's fair, I suppose.
I've heard stories of, well, people who claim they've seen spirits losing years off their life. Not dying completely, but we had a sailor come back when I was young claiming that he was, well, a young private that had gone out with a regiment. Only he couldn't have been, as it had only been a year since he had been stationed, but the man came back maybe 30 years older.
Oh.
That's horrible.
Wow.
Well, that's just time dilation.
What the hell's
At the
time
time,
dilation?
Sorry?
What?
Why are you saying what? We're saying what?
No, I'm just as confused as you are. What? Oh.
Anyway, we thought it was identity theft at the time.
Oh, it was verified that it was actually him.
I don't know. How do you verify anyone is who they tell you they are? I don't know that all of you are who you are. I just trust you.
People forget to disguise the backs of their teeth. If you can open their jaw enough and see, it's usually. Remember that?
Oh.
What?
I'm just like.
That's like the weirdest thing I've ever heard you say, Kenny.
That was chilling.
It's just disguise spells are often really inconvenient when you're trying to bring someone back to life because you can't see what's really there. But if you just open their mouth, there's no reason to disguise the back of your teeth. They pretty much stay the same.
Kenny, can I ask, did they teach you this so that you could find people who disguised, or so that you could disguise yourself?
Neither.
Huh.
I have no interest in disguising myself. But I guess it's easier to find people, but they usually would come to me for that.
So the next time we think someone's disguised, we gotta tackle them and we gotta check the back of their mouth. I'm making a note of this.
But if we don't know what their teeth looked like before, what difference does it make?
I mean, if it looks different, like if their teeth are all crooked and then the illusion they're all nice and straight, you know what I mean?
Yes.
It is true. I mean, if we opened Rad's mouth and my teeth were there, I think he would all be like,
I mean, we should have done it on Jin, but, you know, the trouble was the lack of a face.
She was faceless, wasn't she?
Yes.
That was terrible.
Talk about freaky things, yeah.
Yeah, she was our ghost story, I think.
We have a ghost story.
True. Is that what they do to all the, like, magic users on the Sissian magic users?
To be honest, I don't have as much knowledge with them as I'd like to, but I've never seen it before. I think she was special.
Shody?
I don't think they do. From my experience at least, I haven't seen it.
She was from the Arcane Island, though, so it could make sense. It's where she came from. She was branded as such.
You know what? She was branded also with what looks like a, I don't know, like a symbol of like a patron, right? Like, maybe that's what she gave away, her face.
Yeah, and I think Anchor will take out that coin again. I can't discern what sort of a patron this is. An eye enclosed by what looks like spider's legs.
Rad is going to try to take that coin and see if he can fit it in his empty eye socket.
Oh my god! Go double warlock. He's gonna go double fucking warlock right now.
oh my god, that actually made my spine tingle.
Can he get it like Mr. Monopoly style? Like just like
totally.
Oh, but there's like a little fleshy bit that's like extending over the edges. Oh.
Stop! No.
Yeah, I think Anchor sort of like rushes until he realizes it's already done with Rad fucking Mr. Monopoly at him.
I turned Baron around so she's looking somewhere else.
Even I'm disturbed by that one.
You're gonna keep it like that?
No, I mean, I'll probably put it like that and like make everyone laugh or be grossed out by it, and then eventually it's uncomfortable enough that I'll just pop it out and give it back to him. I'm still looking for something to, replace my missing eye.
Yeah.
Oh, I have an eye. Oh,
what?
That was a weird. I heard it that time. But
that, in conjunction with the teeth thing, this is upsetting.
I'm sorry.
What do you mean you have an eye?
I have an eye, and I'll take out the cat's eye that like looks around.
Oh,
It's I don't have any use for it. I just thought it was cool. I picked it up off of someone that
so
didn't
it's
respect.
It's literally just like a round eyeball that's a cat's eye.
Mm-hmm. And it's moving though, so it's like.
He's gonna definitely try to pop that in.
Do you want to clean before you put that in? Just.
I mean, we can
I don't know. Dip it in the water.
Yeah, I'll dip it in the salt water real quick.
Oh, don't do that. That takes all the luck away.
I will give you the details of that eye.
It does more than just be an eye?
It looks at specific shit.
What?
It's an
optical implant.
Okay. That's kind of cool.
It looks at powerful things. So essentially, I don't know if it's the most powerful thing,
thing,
but it's attracted to that. So if it's in your eye, it might sort of let you pilot it. But if it sees powerful shit, it's like. Psh.
So what you're telling me, Kenny, is that it creates a form of augmented reality.
Yeah. So
Well, it looks at things, but I wouldn't be able to see through it.
No.
Yeah, we'd be able to tell what it's looking at.
no, yeah, like as Rad like pops it in, eventually like the eye kind of like whirls around for a second, and then it kind of like darts kind of around for a second at different people, and then it eventually locks down at Baron.
Is it working?
We have a Baron tracker. Can you feel it moving around in your eye hole?
Oh, we have a Baron tracker.
Not really. It's kind of like it's in its own thing, you know. It just kind of fits in there, but
it looks
Can you
good, Brad.
Can you make yourself feel it there?
No.
There goes the Baronus.
Yeah, I'll flip it your way.
Boy.
I guess it doesn't have to be a god, just...
18.
Oh, yeah, that's exactly what I want. Nice. All right.
So do any of you have an idea of what that god might be? And he's sort of playing with the token in his hand.
Oh, can I check what's going on with that?
You can roll a religion check.
Yeah, I'll flip it your way.
Boy.
I guess it doesn't have to be a god, just...
18.
You take the coin and you kind of like thumb over it. You've seen it before. You've met many people of all kinds of like worship, all types of gods, all types of people come your way. You've seen people carry this. You don't know the name of the god. The god's name is a mystery to you, but you've heard rumors of a god that steals faces or is attracted to stealing faces of other creatures and it lives somewhere deep within some part of Sasan, somewhere north.
All right, well, that belongs to the face stealer. So it explains a lot, honestly.
Yes.
I mean, I feel like saying be careful is just sort of redundant at this point, but I mean, be careful.
Yes.
Starting to trail into the evening. It's still kind of dusky. It's orange and purples and pinks kind of scatter the sky. Two people roll me perception checks.
Yeah, I'll roll.
I'll roll 2.
I got a 13.
12.
As you guys kind of look out, keep assessing danger, it doesn't seem anything troubling, but Rad, both of you kind of see in the horizons just like fog starting to billow into the distance towards where you're heading.
Does it seem like there's realistically a way around it or to avoid it?
Not really. It seems to kind of starting to pull and stretch across the way.
I'll probably, like, once my shift is over, let everybody know that there seems like there's a storm coming.
How concerned do you think we should be?
I don't know. I mean, I can't sense Hamukepa anymore, so I don't know if it's him or not.
Let's hope not.
We've made it through. We'll keep making it through.
Exactly.
Keep going then.
Yeah. Keep going. Starts to get into the evening, and as you guys have continued to sail on, eventually you've kind of met the trail end of this fog, and you're starting to pass through it, and it's difficult. Yeah, sure. You can go down there and roll a perception check. See what you see.
9.
As you dive into the water, once you like look down, you realize that there isn't much of flora or fauna like you're accustomed to, like sailing through the Rokewood. It's just a vast open ocean, and eventually like it's dark blue that's just eventually trails into pitch darkness, and especially since now that night is settling in, it's just starting to get darker and darker, and you don't see much of anything.
Yeah, it's probably deeper than Rad has ever seen, so he gets kind of freaked out and gets back to the top of the ship.
It's quiet. Somebody else roll me perception checks as the night goes on. You guys are all staying up together.
I'll do one. It's a dirty
15.
20.
15, dirty 20.
Yeah.
As you guys are sailing across quietly, Trig, you're just kind of looking out and you just see mist and fog and nothing much. But eventually you kind of hear this boom, and then like further in the distance you just see like a small crackle of fire. And eventually as you kind of like turn your head, you realize that you hear something kind of screeching forward.
Fuck.
Over the ship, and then onto the other side is just a giant splash that kind of rocks the ship back and forward. Kenny, when you hear that ring and the sound of the cannon fire and stuff like that sounds oddly familiar. Like you've heard this type of cannon fire before.
Everybody up!
Eventually there's another crack of fire and you just hear another screeching.
Do we try to outrun them? What do we do?
Geyser!
Eli, does it feel like this bombardment is for us? Is it that close, or does it seem like they're shooting over us?
As the second one crashes closer to you guys this time, rocking you from the other side, it looks like it's intended to target you. As you look further, as you start to see something fairly large pushing through the fog and making its...
Geyser!
Eli, does it feel like this bombardment is for us? Is it that close, or does it seem like they're shooting over us?
As the second one crashes closer to you guys this time, rocking you from the other side, it looks like it's intended to target you. As you look further, as you start to see something fairly large pushing through the fog and making its way towards you.
Can I make an assessment of whether I think I can outrun whatever ship this is, whether I think it's faster than us now that it's already in bombardment range?
It's only a perception check.
Okay.
Could any of you make me invisible?
21.
21. As you kind of like see both of those hard splashes in the water, you look out and you start to make out the ship. You notice that it is a fairly large galleon-sized ship, and it's definitely much larger and has a much faster speed than yours.
Can anyone make me fly?
I mean, it depends on how specifically you mean.
Can we air cannon you?
What?
Can we air
You
cannon
what?
you?
Stand in front of the air cannon.
Guys,
Shoot you.
Guy,
I think I'm too heavy for that.
Yeah, I don't know about the weight. Guys, I want you to understand this. I don't think we can outrun them.
what about if Rad does his water thing and push us? Could that help?
It would help, but I don't think enough. I mean, I could cast Major Image and make us look like something, or maybe as they get closer, I make it look like a Hamu Keppa's showing up or something.
Can you roll me another perception check?
That was for who?
Kenny.
Jeez.
Either way, we're about to kill us a pirate ship.
Oh boy. I'm loading Baron in the backpack.
That's a 5.
Shorty, would you like me to hold Baron just in case?
Yes, please. Here, I'll
Thank
give you
you.
the backpack too.
I will put the backpack on.
Load her in.
You don't see much, Kenny, but the thought is still kind of in the back of your head. It's like, I've heard these cannons before.
Kenny, I don't remember the flags. Could we call for parley? Is there something we can do here?
You can always do that. I mean, you should always be able to do that. We should try. Kenny's gonna try to do that.
Are these pirates or is it the Navy?
This is.
Pretty sure it's pirates.
Okay.
Would you
Pirate
have to
sounds
know
cooler.
they
We'll
are?
go with that.
Hope it's pirates.
I'm pulling my hood up and putting the mask across my face.
So you guys are staying put?
No, we
Yeah.
got to get. We got to maneuver in closer.
We should still keep going.
We should.
We should
move
keep
on.
going? Okay.
We should
We're not
just
going to
try-
outrun them. Let's just go in and take them out.
I think I have a way to stop them if but the problem is
Cracks in the distance, a lot
I'm gonna try
closer.
and miss.
Roll me an athletics check to see if you can dodge
Okay.
your...
Rad, if I can get us on there, if we can surrender, maybe they'll take us up there and you can get them before they take the ship. Oh, fuck yeah, 26.
Yeah, easy enough. You do a hard turn and another cannon fire just lands right in front of you, rocks the ship back. What are you guys doing? It's getting closer.
okay, so doing something like a crazy storm or something where they just can't see us.
Yeah.
Worth a shot.
Do it.
Okay, all right. I'm casting hallucinatory terrain. It's gonna last 24 hours, but the problem is that it's only so big. So in a 150-foot cube, which is still really big, I'm gonna create like just what looks like a horrible storm.
Okay.
That is really dark, foggy, rainy. Just it would be in any normal circumstance very difficult to see through. If they do go into it, they can make investigation checks to figure out whether it's real or not.
What's the DC for that?
DC's my DC, which is 13. No, 15.
About 30 feet out from our boat, can I make the image of a person that looks like they're conjuring this hallucinatory terrain that looks like super powerful in like the center of where they're like where it's coming from, to like try and help make it look like we're more powerful than we are?
Roll that d20.
Don't you dare tell me it's a 1.
No, it was a 3. It was a 3. We're fine.
Okay, cool.
A 1 might have helped, honestly.
Honestly.
Okay,
You
we
might
need
as
to
well
make
pull
a
a deck on
decision.
that card.
Are we piloting away, or are we piloting towards them?
We're not going to outrun them. Go right in.
So listen, here's my plan. I gotta get to the very top of their mast. I gotta get as high as possible, and then I rain hell on them, okay?
Okay.
Right.
We'll try and distract everyone on top.
Maybe I jump off the ship and climb up, like, the opposite side that you're being...
I think that's good. Maybe you should dive into the water. Will the terrain follow you, or can it stay with us?
The terrain is basically following us, so...
Okay. I like that then, because then if you come from the other side, we can distract them on the other. I'm thinking maybe we act like we're putting Baran as, you know...
No.
No.
All I'm gonna do is I'm gonna slow down their ship. So the moment that I act, it's time to get back on our ship and just get out of here.
Okay.
Okay.
So we pretend to surrender then?
Yes.
Right.
But no, don't actually put Baran on the roof. Put Baran deep inside the death cabin.
No, she's in my backpack. I'm not gonna let her out anyway.
Do we have
leave her
anything
on
else to bargain with? They have no reason to keep us alive.
It doesn't have to actually be
depends on who
Baran
they
that we're
are.
offering up.
I'm not sure about that.
It
I
depends on
have
who they
the
are.
3 pieces of gold. Do you think they'll like that?
3
I think so. I think that's enough.
I mean, give them the decanter and the orb of air.
If they're the Navy, I might have something for them.
Can I make another perception check?
Yeah.
18.
As everybody's kind of discussing like the plots and stuff like that, and you're moving towards, and you're just kind of keep staring out at that ship. Even though this storm and this image of the someone conjuring up this storm, is kind of attracting him, and the boat's kind of turning about. You hear like there's a familiar bell that's ringing on the helm of the ship, and you recognize the sound of that bell before. It's a bell of a ship you've been on before. It reminds you of somebody you know.
Are you all right, Kenny?
Not a friend though, right?
A friend, someone you've worked under before.
Oh, yes. No, all of this should. Well, not all of it should stop. But we should definitely get as close as we can. Rad, I'm gonna go with you.
You're gonna swim with me underwater?
I will try.
Okay.
You're going on board, right?
I'm gonna try to sneak on board. Yeah.
Then yes, I'm going with
Okay. Okay. All right. Cool.
Okay. The rest of us should find white sails. Anything I have in here that's white, we should start flashing colors as soon as they can see us.
So Rad and Kenny are gonna jump in the water and head towards the ship?
Once we're like within swimming distance, yes.
Okay. Yeah, you guys continue forward in the storm. The ship's kind of turning about because they're trying to figure out whether or not to go through this storm, and they haven't made quite a decision, so you're able to kind of gain speed. But eventually when you kind of get into swimming distance,
I'm gonna take Kenny by the hand, like hold her hand, and we're gonna jump in together.
Yep.
And using my swimming speed, kind of like helping guide us towards the boat.
you definitely help Kenny along to swim a bit faster as you guys kind of dive underneath the ship and kind of get towards the opposite side of it. And you guys kind of pop your head up, and you're just looking. Roll me perception check to see if you can find a ladder or some way to get up on top of the ship.
Now, I can climb, so, I mean, like, I have claws, and I feel like I have a pretty decent athletics.
Okay.
But my athletics is... a dirty 20.
Okay. Yeah, it's easy enough for you. You find some holdings in the grooves of the sides of the ship, and you start scaling it.
I'll help Kenny the best I
The
can.
athletics is a 15.
With Rad helping you, you both are slowly climbing up the side of the ship.
And we'll kind of wait until we have the sense that the boat is distracted by our teammates. Like if we hear them calling out and attempting to board the ship, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Before we get to the top, I'm going to say, I'm going to cover you.
Yeah.
So, just keep going.
Okay.
Okay, great.
Wait, is there any way you can make me sneaky or quiet or invisible?
Sneaky?
Yeah. Just help me be as sneaky as possible.
Okay, quick enhance ability. What's the next?
Cat's Grace, I think.
Cat's Grace, yeah.
So what do I get?
Advantage on dex checks, and you don't take damage from falling 20 feet or less.
Damn it. Oh, that's good, because I'm going to be falling. That's good. yeah, just help me be as sneaky as possible.
Okay, quick enhance ability. What's the next?
Cat's Grace, I think.
Cat's Grace, yeah.
So what do I get?
Advantage on dex checks, and you don't take damage from falling 20 feet or less.
Damn it. Oh, that's good, because I'm going to be falling. That's good.
Shit. Okay.
Oh, cool. As soon as we get to the top, Kenny's casting light on her hands, in her face, to look like she's flaming on, but she's not.
But those are like our actions that we're holding right before we jump over, because our priority is waiting until as much of the ship as possible is distracted.
Yeah.
Yeah, you guys are peeking over the edge, just trying to wait until there's a signal, a time to do it. What is everybody else doing as you guys are continuing to move forward towards the ship?
I'm not gonna go up top because I'm gonna start shooting people, so I'm just gonna hang out here and inside the death cabin and wait for somebody to say shoot.
I'm going to take some white fabric I hopefully have on board at hand or something, rip up an extra fabric, anything.
Here, take my shirt.
Oh, all right. Well, are you sure? I think I have.
Yep.
So I take a Trig shirt and I tie it, I rip it up first, and then as many arrows as I can fit with the white fabric, I'll start shooting them with my longbow into the air. Just vertically enough, not that they're going to shoot at the. What's up?
I was gonna say I'll do the same thing with my bow too, and I'll send up little
surrender arrows, and you kind of hear that bell going off again as members of the crew, Rad and Kenny, you see are kind of going to the opposite side of the ship to kind of take in what this boat is.
The moment it seems like everyone's distracted, or as many people as possible, Rad is going to jump over the side. He's going to look to see whatever the tallest mast is, and he's going to attempt to climb that mast.
Cool. Roll me a stealth check.
Okay. And I have advantage, right, because of this enhance ability?
Yes.
Great. So with advantage, it's a 17.
17? Yeah. You kind of slink over, pulling your heavy shell over, and you manage to just land quietly. It seems everybody's kind of preoccupied as you kind of just crouch a little bit and you just slowly, casually walk to what looks to be like the tallest mast in the center of the ship.
I'll just, for no reason, dramatically do a barrel roll and land at the bottom of the mast. And then I'm just going to start scurrying up it as fast as I can.
Okay. Can I see a familiar face on the ship, or the most familiar face on the ship?
Roll a perception check.
Okay. 22.
Yeah.
Oh. The first thing you do is, as you kind of look up, you notice the flag that's being flown over this ship has a orangey, saffron color serpent as its flag. And as you look over, peeking up higher, bringing your whole head over, the first person you notice immediately standing at the helm is a half-elf man. And you recognize him as a man named Bede Reed. He's the captain of the Saffron Serpent. He's a pirate captain that has commissioned you on several different missions in the past, and has come to you often for aid for medical treatment when they're in port at Saren.
Seeing that Rad is on his way up, she's going to go over and call out to him. You're being very disrespectful. Parlay, hello. Hi.
he turns around and like he just like catches this big smile, and he turns to you and he's just like, well, looky here, boys, and like parts of the crew starts turning around. If it isn't the golden angel of the South Seas. And everybody kind of turns around and he kind of walks up to you and he kind of like claps your shoulder. It's been a long time seeing you, Kenny.
It's been too long. Do you want to get your cannons back?
Sure. I mean, we're not firing anymore. They've been firing white flags left and right. We were just going to board them. I didn't know you were traveling.
Yes. I need the money. So, what exactly are you doing here? Other than ghost riding?
Well, we saw a ship in the distance. Easy pickings. We were just seeing what we got.
I can respect that. But...
What are you doing? What are you doing so far south? Where are you heading?
We've just been given some very specific cargo that needs to get a little bit further south than where we are now. It's a small job, but I need some time to just sort of not be on a pirate ship for a while.
Well, good luck with that. How long have you been away from the south? Have you heard about what's been going on?
I mean, did something specific happen? I don't think so.
Maybe there's a couple things we should discuss before you move on. Rad, you're climbing up the mast, and you notice there's a crow's nest at the top of that mast. Roll me a perception check.
Not saying anything.
A 9.
Okay. Yeah. So you're climbing up, and you get to the bottom of the crow's nest, and you stick your head through the crow's nest to try to like see what's up. At first you just see nothing, but as you kind of like spin around, eventually you make eye contact with like this large black beak and these like yellowish eyes. And all of a sudden this like little kenku just like starts like squawking this like alarm in your face.
I'm gonna try to like cover his mouth.
Roll a strength check.
Oh, God.
I'd say this is going real well.
Oh God. 6.
Oh, God.
6. Oh no. Okay. You first like grab his beak like with both hands to try to shut him up, but he starts like flapping furiously around and like shaking your hands back and forth. You're trying to balance on the mast and like eventually he lets go and he starts squawking again. And you manage to like close it again, but it's making kind of a sound.
I can do it once a day for free. I'm gonna cast slow on him.
Okay. Yeah. It just slows down.
Okay, I got 1 minute to think. I'm gonna look over the side, and does it seem like Rad is realizing what he's about to try to pull off might destroy a totally innocent man's livelihood, so he's just trying to gauge like how violent they're being.
I mean, you look down and you see that like what you can actually roll me a perception check as you get your bearings up there.
8.
Oh, shit.
God damn it!
Kenny,
as becoming
Kenny, as you're talking to Bede, eventually like underneath, like he kind of his eyes kind of like flick up to the direction of that alarm that just kind of stifles. And then like under the back of the collar of his coat, something like slithers out around. You know Bede has a companion, which is a flying banana eel.
Oh, could you describe what a flying banana eel is?
What? Wait, what?
You're gonna have to start being way more specific right now.
You don't know what a banana eel is?
No! I don't know what a banana eel is, and I don't know what
I grew up landlocked, friendo.
They're as cute as they fucking get. Like, they're incredible.
Yeah. But like you see it as kind of like it was like kind of half coiled around his neck, kind of like a loose scarf, but it eventually kind of slithers around it. It's got a yellowish body with like these brown speckles around it that kind of resembles the backside of the banana peel. But it's a small looking serpent and it's got these little tiny wings attached to its back. and eventually it kind of uncoils itself around Bede, like up to the top of his hat. And Bede kind of like looks up towards the direction of the mast, and eventually the banana eel starts taking flight, and it starts slithering its way up towards the mast where that noise was coming from. Yeah, Rad, you're looking down and you just see a lot of people kind of, looks like almost like they're surrounding Kenny, and one person kind of in front of them talking to Kenny. It seems aggressive from what you're looking, being so far away, but that's as much as you can tell. Aaron, what did you want to do?
Oh, back on the ship, I hear the squawking, and I'm like, that's gonna be a signal, guys! It's time to go!
Trig. No.
You're gonna have to grab me.
I'm gonna grab him and I'm gonna hold him like I did, like a log, so I'm gonna give him pressure so he can calm down like a heavy blanket.
Well, that didn't take long.
Are you not gonna fight you're not gonna fight her on it?
No, I'm a puppy. She picks me up and I just go limp.
Oh, okay. Yeah, Trig comes running out and you just grab him and he stops.
She's got both children.
Some of the crew members are starting to kind of send these like grapples out towards the ship to kind of try to tow it closer, while the rest of them are looking at Kenny and Bede talk.
You're gonna have to call this off. I mean, if we're talking, we'll just come willingly. We don't have to do this.
Oh, I mean, sure. I didn't know I was attacking a friend, so I've signed the contract, Kenny. I know what you're all about. Would you like us to help your crew up, or how would you like to do this?
You know, I'm gonna check in with them really quick, and we're gonna figure that out. And she's gonna turn around and yell audibly, "It's my friend! You guys can. It's my friend!"
Yeah, you see Kenny over, like waving, trying to yell at you as you guys are being slowly towed closer to the ship.
You wanna?
Let's make them think that Baron and Snowball aren't with us, and the rest of us are in.
You wanna board?
She's holding.
My name is Anchor of the Order of Ballast, and I demand parley.
Okay.
As the ladder slowly rolls down.
This is the ghost ship that I was telling you about.
This is the ghost ship.
Oh.
It just worked out real well, didn't it? But this is the ghost ship that I was talking to you about.
I want to kill pirates.
Okay, well that's that energy we're gonna leave on this ship, and we're gonna just take some chilled time, meet my friend, eat some food, keep going.
But is he a pirate?
He's a pirate.
That means he's a bad person.
I'm technically a pirate.
I don't know how to process this.
You guys are being helped up. Are you keeping Baron in the backpack?
I'm keeping Baron in the backpack and Trig in my arm, so I don't know.
Well, you're gonna
so
have
I'll hold. If I have one, and I do have a pretty good jump.
Oh, wait, here, give him to me. I can carry him.
You can carry him. Okay.
I can carry him.
All
I'll
right.
throw him over my shoulder.
This is getting increasingly strange for me.
You don't have a shirt on.
He doesn't have a shirt.
Doesn't.
Oh, yeah.
Sure. I'm gonna keep their hood up over their hair and their mask over their face, but they'll like firemen's carry Trig up the ladder.
Oh God, what have we done?
Okay.
All right, so before the minute's up, I've heard Kenny say something. So Rad is gonna give his position away, and he's gonna say to Kenny, "I'm staying up here until you give me the okay. Like everything's totally okay."
As you say that, like into your peripherals is this banana. The kind of like starts to like spin around you, like rapidly.
You'll have
I'll try to. I have a net on my shell. I'm gonna try to throw a net over it and catch it.
Roll an attack.
Please don't kill me.
Let it be known that he started it, not me.
That's a 16.
16 will hit it.
Okay, so it's restrained until it can break free.
Yeah, in the air, in mid-air.
You're like holding on to it and it's moving. It's like kind of thrashing.
Yeah, like I'll grab it and swoop it into the crow's nest if I can.
Okay, yeah, you do.
Can Bede see this?
Everybody chill!
yeah, Bede sees that.
He heard that.
You'll have to
Well-
excuse my associate. We didn't know who you were either. It's totally cool. Like, totally cool, Rad. You can come down.
I could destroy this ship. I'm not coming down until you tell me 100% it's cool.
Yeah, what he said.
100% it's cool, Rad.
But they're pirates.
It's fine. It's fine.
I don't think we have any moral high ground here. Just saying.
Yeah, he gave
Well,
it away.
just know that we're totally giving up the one way we could have absolutely destroyed the ship.
Well, you did that by speaking, so
Thank you.
I'll start climbing down.
Thank you for your sacrifice.
Are you letting go of the banana eel?
Oh no.
No, I'll let the banana eel up there, and I'll drop the slow. But the banana eel's got to make his own way out.
he's on his own.
God damn it.
Ancient proper.
Rad is actually really pissed that he did not get the chance to destroy the
Aw.
ship because he knows it would have immortalized him in front of his friends. So he's really struggling.
Since you have to come down the mast and like there's only one way you can climb down, you're like looking up as you're walking down and you uncast slow and the Kenku just like is eyeing you angrily.
I'll throw him a raspberry and just keep going.
He's making like sword noises and like grunts and like being stabbed and he's just very like
I love the present
like
for you up
furling
there.
out-
Look behind you.
it's like furling out its like neck very angry at you. But you climb down eventually.
Yeah, I'll come down and just fold my arms.
Oh,
And just
pal.
wait for the par lady.
The rest of you eventually, like, Shodi throws Trig over onto the boat as the rest of you climb aboard the Saffron Serpent.
Yes, so this is our captain, Anchor.
Dad captain.
Dad captain. This is our other captain, sort of still, Rad. This is Trig. This is Shodi. This is Snuval. And this is the crew.
Why don't the rest of us get titles?
Do you want titles?
Yeah.
Trig, you're our engineer. Oh, I still haven't explained what that does.
No.
You're
You're our Trig.
you're a
I mean, that's as much title as we have.
I'm the Trig.
This is our Trig. Yes. I think that's...
We're on our way to like a totally secret island. Are you gonna let us go or are you gonna hold us captive?
He kind of leans in. Secret island.
Yeah, we have some precious cargo and we can totally kill you if we wanted to, but we're kind of like parlaying to be nice.
Oh, great. Tell the pirates about the precious cargo.
Hey.
So I guess you don't want the information I know about what's going on in the seas, then.
Do you want the information?
We would love anything that you can give us. We just want to make it painfully obvious that we have no intention of backing down on what we have. So you can either be a part of us or against us, and let me tell you, everyone who has been against us is either no longer living or soon to be dead.
I look at them with crazy eyes.
I'm gonna keep Trig within my arm's reach so I can just like cover his face with my gigantic hand.
I am a member of the Order of the Ballast, and I know that that means something out here on the seas, and you'll know that that makes me a kind and honest negotiator, and I have no intention of hurting you if you have no intention of hurting us.
Ditto.
Kind of strokes his beard for a moment, and he's like, well, I am under the guise of the Golden Lady. I've signed the contracts, so I know what I must do and honor those agreements. I've heard when one does not. You can ask the Rum Brothers where their ship lies. Right, Kenny?
Yes, you can.
Anyways, you can come into my quarters and we could perhaps talk a little bit. I guess send you on your way since you are urgently trying to get out of here.
Well, if you want us to come into your quarters, you're gonna have to buy us dinner first.
That would be great. We're just in a little bit of a rush. So we can
take it to go.
Well, he gestures for you to go down the ship.
Kenny
go?
I'll go.
I'm gonna look to Kenny and be like, is it safe for me to go? Because I have Baron in the backpack. Or would you rather have me stay up here?
It would be weirder if you stayed behind, I think.
Fine. Okay, I will try to be as inconspicuous as possible about my backpack and follow the crew.
I'll flank Snooval in the back and just try and, like, cover on the other side.
Okay. Eventually, as you guys are entering into it, that banana serpent kind of wiggles through and eventually comes back to Bede and coils itself back around his neck. He eventually leads you down like the first set of stairs and down a hallway, and eventually opens into his captain's quarters, where there's an office space that he takes a seat at, and you all kind of gather around it. He kind of puts his feet up as he's kind of stroking the serpent like underneath its chin as it's kind of like nestling into it. I don't know. In the last month, there's been a lot of activity down here between the Royal Navy of Sasan and the Odinawan naval's fleets. They've been kind of going at it. It's why we've kind of picked up the ghost raiding again. It's a little bit more conspicuous. We're able to kind of get in and get out quicker without notice. Do you know anything about that?
Why there would be an increased Navy presence? She's gonna think back to when we just bodied that Navy ship not that long ago.
Flashback.
Can't think of why they would be on guard. I mean, what's changed? Nothing really has changed.
Well, actually, Hamukepa ate one of those ships, didn't he?
Oh, okay.
I think that what Kenny was trying to employ Rad was something called tact.
Tact? I don't think we need to hide anything from him. I'm really not scared of this guy. He seems kind of nice, actually.
Oh, someone's very confident today.
We had a run-in with a galleon earlier, and just as Rad is explaining, a dragon turtle destroyed it. They may also be looking for us.
Oh?
Why do we have to talk so much?
Yes. If there's an increased presence, does that mean the Sissians assumed it was someone else, like the Asawe that attacked them? You get what I'm getting at? You know what I mean?
Yeah. It could be.
I mean, I don't know. It seems kind of strange. When a dragon turtle attacks you, it's pretty clear what attacked you.
Yeah.
Maybe they're just using it as an excuse to start something.
It's possible that the survivors said that the last thing they saw before the ship was destroyed was our raft. And assumed we were...
Though.
Yes, but it's Odinawan make. It'd be enough to start a war.
Oh.
To break a truce.
Well, there's also been all sorts of trouble down the border islands, all the way from the north, all the way to the tips of the south. There's been a lot of unrest, a lot of raids, increased raids.
There was one in Tengu.
Tengu, what I heard was, rumors had it was that was the first place, but can't be certain all the information is accurate. It's just what we've been getting from port to port.
And how are you helping the situation? Are you giving all of these riches you plunder back to the people that need it?
What do you mean?
Trying to point out that you're not helping in the situation. You're a pirate.
We all have our own resolves. Are you out here actively solving a war?
We're saving the world, I think.
Do you know pirates are basically just sea bandits? And do you know what I do to bandits?
I'm gonna put my hand around his face again.
My good man, I'm not going to ever pretend that I'm not on the straight and narrow, but we all have our purposes and we all do what we need to do to survive. You don't know me and you don't know my life.
Like you don't know us in our lives. So, not to be rude, you've been actually quite gracious bringing us onto your ship. But unfortunately, time is very much important for us, and we do not have much of it.
Do we know where they're taking the people? The raids that are happening. Have we heard anything about what happens to the people they take?
I mean, I'm not sure if they're even taking people, but you know where they go. They go home. The Saren. All I know and all I've heard is that something's agitated Sasan enough for them to be bold enough to be actively raiding throughout the south.
They know what we have. That's the
they're stopping at any ship and every ship. And
That's why we added anti-boarding measures.
I assume they've tried to board your ship then.
We've had a couple run-ins over the last few weeks. Close calls. Lost a few people, but we've managed to continue to outrun them.
You can outrun the ships.
Enough. I'm wily enough to navigate my way across the expanse.
I think that the Navy knows about what we have, and they're trying to get it. And it's of a sensitive enough nature that we can't let them have it. So, is there any way you partner with us?
Aid you where?
By taking us where we need to go. Algernon, you ever heard of it?
He kind of smiles. That is a myth.
Well, do you know the myth? Do you know how to enter into its gates, find the island?
I've heard of an island. I've heard rumors, whispers of it. It's an island that just appears in the middle of the South Sea.
And maybe if you've heard those rumors, you'd know that we have until the end of summer. And that is fast approaching. And whether you believe that myth or not, we need to.
So you're asking for help, and he kind of looks over to Kenny.
I think also you're missing the opportunity to be one of the very few to see an island that most don't believe in. So if that's any kind of persuasion, I would highly recommend. I mean, you already have a very... Let's say, Kenny, he has his reputation is quite known, correct?
That's right.
Imagine if you found this island as well.
The only pirates who've seen it.
Or even better, not only did you find this island, you stuck it so far into the Sasanians that no one will ever forget it.
Someone roll me a persuasion check.
Oh.
I'll give advantage because there's multiple angles.
Okay, can I? I have a pretty high persuasion, folks.
Darling, it's all yours.
Okay.
Persuade, yeah. It's
All
not
right.
me.
Ugh, the first is a 5, but I have advantage. How does a 27 treat you?
Oh my god!
Hell yeah!
Caleb,
Hell yeah!
Yeah, he's been like stroking his beard. You guys been coming at him at different angles, and he kind of keeps every now and again just kind of glancing over at Kenny.
I mean, it's a step above a lucky angel that keeps your crew alive. That's for sure.
Certainly. It would be a nice fresh air to have an actual cleric on board. This does seem quite fascinating. I think I just might indulge it. On maybe one condition for now. What is it? What's the cargo?
The cargo is myself.
Yep, it's Snowball here.
Oh, hold on. Time out. Can we like powwow really quick? Can we like no?
How would we do that in a room?
Quick huddle.
Can we like that myself? I'm sorry. I'm getting a little seasick. I need to speak to my crew really quick.
Take your time.
What do we? I had a momentary lapse, and I don't know why I said that.
Yes.
But should I continue with it, or should we just come clean?
No,
Kenny.
we
I
can't.
feel like at this point, coming clean
Double down.
might be the best idea because you
But
did
that's
just say
what
you're
want
the
to know
one.
about her.
Kenny, I'm so sorry. Can you repeat that one more time?
I feel like coming clean might be the best idea. I'm usually all for lying, but again, you guys have decided to tell the truth, so we might as well just tell the truth all the way.
But there's...
If
that's
we,
all
how about this?
know about her.
We tell
That's
her
why
if
people be persuaded to say where she is.
we just don't say what she is. We just that's
Maybe-
all.
Maybe we just bring the cargo out, and what's special about Baran is not, the gem in her head, but maybe something she knows. We could slap a headband on her, we could do something else. Maybe she just knows something.
Who's got jewelry?
So much jewelry. She just starts taking off rings.
Like shimmy my backpack, and I'm gonna also put my finger out too. I'll just be like, one moment, please, as I shimmy my backpack to the side.
This
Are
isn't
we-
subtle.
Okay.
Yeah, roll a self check.
I think we're telling them the truth.
You motherfucker! Try to come at me, 23.
Hey.
They're easy enough. You're able to. You're just like slowly one shoulder, sliding it down.
Now, I just want to get this straight. Are we worried about Captain Reed, or are we worried about him knowing something?
I'm worried about more people knowing where she is, and that's more people that can be persuaded to say where she is, and then sometime in the future they go get her.
Easy. We use them to get to the island, and then we kill every single one of
They're
them.
Kenny's friends, Trig.
Shouty, I'm sorry, but we're running out of time.
I know. Rad, your plan originally when you were up in the crow's nest. If things go south, is there a way you can go ahead and go through with that?
Yeah, we've always got Plan B, but I think we should just let these guys take us as far as they can. We need to make up the time.
We do.
I think that is very fair.
And then we kill them.
To be fair, I don't want them to die. I don't. If we kill them, we have to kill them all. Whole thing.
Maim them?
Whole thing has to go down. I don't need them to die. I would prefer they don't, because if some of them
You just
survive,
hold off, and we'll see. How about we just wait till something happens, and then we just do what we normally do and just bumble our way through it?
We need these people because we just took Jin. There's no telling when we'll see the rest of them. There's 2 more. I need the extra day. I need the extra time so that we can stop them.
There we go.
They know where we're going as much as anyone else does.
they just know that Baran. They don't know anything about Baran. This is just, we need to get her there. That's it.
So she's the daughter of somebody there. There we go.
This is the cargo.
Just a kid. Right.
Just a child trying to go home. That's it.
Great.
I'm gonna pick her up now.
Okay. Now that I guess Reed has seen this whole child.
We just like all turn around. And it was like, here's a kid.
Yeah, you guys kind of like outfold, and Baran is just standing there. And
So when I meant me, I meant I was carrying
It's on her person.
the precious cargo.
I see. And he kind of looks down at Baran, just kind of like just looking up at him with like this little smile. And you have to take this child to a magic island.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
By the end of the summer.
Yes.
Yes. Can I insight check?
Yeah, sure.
Us or your friends? Who are your real friends, Kenny?
Natural 20 plus 6, 26.
Nice.
Yeah.
I mean, yeah, you know Bede. You've served under him. You know that he has a mischievous streak. He's more of a playful person than he is trying to be malicious or cruel. So the thought, looking at the child and trying to grapple what you're trying to do, he seems a little bit more confused or dumbfounded that you would even like attempt something like this, or why a child would be involved, than it is more of like, I'm gonna take like a monetary gain interest in what you're doing, if that makes sense.
Okay. There's a large payment waiting at the end of this for me. Should we succeed in our mission? That's the only reason why I'm here.
Naturally. We know the rules. It's none of my business if that's the cargo you're carrying. It just all seems very odd.
This has been an odd adventure for sure.
I mean, I honor my agreements and my contracts, as I've continued to say, so if that is what you're asking of me, Kenny, as a agreement that we have together for all these years, then I'm willing to help you, whatever you need.
Fantastic.
Thank you.
Welcome aboard the Saffron Serpent.
Thank you, Captain. We are in your debt.
Sorry for about to destroying your ship and all.
I understand. You're not the first person I've crossed blades with, and you won't be the last.
I say nothing but crazy eyes.
He eyes you.
As a warning.
He kind of eyes you, but then like his serpent kind of lifts its head and kind of hisses towards you.
Don't worry too much about him. Just keep him away from the lumber, and your ship should be fine.
All right.
That would be wise.
It's late. It's evening. We'll most likely continue on first break of daylight. You're welcome to stay aboard the ship if you would like, or you can return to your ship.
Let's return to our ship.
I think it'd be faster if we stay on the galleon, all of you.
Can I tour our ship?
Yes.
Does that slow it down at all?
A little bit, but I wouldn't say as much.
Okay.
For the size of your boat, comparatively.
Has Baron eaten in a while?
I mean, you guys have been eating your rations and whatever you had throughout your travel so far, but roll a perception check. You're looking her over.
Ooh, dirty 20.
As you guys are kind of standing around, you kind of look down at Baron, and you just hear this just this loud little gurgle. she kind of looks down, and she's touching her stomach.
I'm sorry to inconvenience you further. Do you mind if we get something to eat? We haven't. Nodding towards the child. Well, it's been a little bit since we've had some nourishment.
Yeah, sure. We can arrange that. We can get you some grub from down below. It's not a problem.
Meanwhile, Trig is desperately trying to pass Baron a little stick of jerky without Shoddy noticing.
Roll a sleight of hand check.
Oh, 2.
It's so perfect for him.
You're Baron's not paying attention because her back is to you, so you're trying to get it over her shoulder to kind of slide it into her hands, or try to get her to notice it, but everybody's watching you do it. Eventually Baron sees it and she just grabs it, takes a bite out of it.
What's that made of?
There's no way to know for sure.
Oh my gosh. Shody looks kind of like they're gonna cry. And just kind of lets it happen. She's got to eat something, I suppose.
Oh no. No.
Captain Reed, I would love a tour of your ship. Now that it's not actively trying to kill me, I can appreciate its magnificence. If you don't mind showing me around.
Yeah, he nods, and I can certainly do that for you. He gets up and he'll start taking a walk with you, Anchor, and if there's anybody else who wants to join him, you can. He does show you guys to the galley where you guys can kind of smell some type of food being cooked in the kitchens over there, and there's some tables that you guys can kind of set up if you want to. But there's also the rest of the ship if you guys wanted to walk about it.
I'm gonna pull Trig aside really quick and be like, why don't you...
Do you pull Shoddy along with Trig when you're pulling Trig aside?
Oh, I'll let him go if she's got that child. I'll take the little child.
We're gonna exchange children really quick.
Yeah, pass off the baby to me.
There, and I will grab him again and realize he is shirtless, and then I'll be like, after you get a shirt, why don't you take also the tour, just in case, if we need to know.
Are you telling me I should look for weak points?
I'm suggesting. But you can't do anything until we say safe word.
No, I know. I was told to wait.
Okay, good. There, give him a mission.
Also, I don't have another shirt, so.
Hold on. Wait. I pull out. I do have
this
leather vest.
You guys are about the same size.
I actually do have an extra adventures clothing, so if you want, you can have a monk style vest.
To go under or over my vest?
You can double vest it.
It's an over vest, yeah.
If it will make you feel better, I'll double vest it.
I mean, aren't you cold?
Not really.
All right, take it back. You're fine then.
Okay.
So to be clear, I'm walking around, no shirt, vest, trench coat.
Yeah.
So
you're straight up Aladdin right now, almost. You're like half Aladdin.
So Trig, you're joining the the tour.
But specifically, I would like to be investigating for ways that I think I can make this ship go boom.
Okay, roll an investigation check. As you guys go up the stairs back onto the deck.
Does a 13 get me anything?
Maybe. You guys are kind of walking together. Anchor, you're kind of keeping stride with Bede as he's just kind of various amounts of the crew are like scurrying, completing their work and stuff like that, finishing up their days. You notice he explains that this is an Odinawan style vessel, one of their more larger galleons. He had stolen it off one of the Royal Navy a while ago. It's his like third ship he's gotten over his time in sailing, but it's one of the fastest ships in the South Seas.
Yeah, I think Anchor, talks with him about the various intricacies of driving something this large because Anchor's never done it before. And they talk about, the ships that they've been on individually, and he just, ship talks with him.
He eventually asks, like, how long have you served on the seas?
Oh, I don't know. Can you say you've been a sailor all your life? It's in my blood. My father, my brothers, my whole family were sailors, but I went away to my first term, I guess, a trial, whatever you like to call it, at 14.
And how did you do?
I was great on the boat, but I was never one for regimentation, and we had a captain that was very above the board. It's one thing to be good at being behind the sails. It's another to be a good yes man. I think that you can agree.
I could never. I'm like you. I've tried once and didn't like it. I like to be told what to do. I like to tell others what to do. I like to get my way.
Sometimes it's more important that the orders you're following are in line with who you are. That's when I can listen. Anytime it goes against who you are as a person, I could care less what you have to say. Forgive me.
That is the true freedom of being able to sail on your own accord. No Odinau to tell you what to do, no Sasan to bear their weight upon you. Just freedom.
It's good to know that in another life I would have made a great pirate. I appreciate your conversation and your time with me. Thank you.
As this conversation is going, Trig, you are like high and low, like behind them, just like peeking your head, like trying to find stuff. I mean, it is a wood ship. It's fairly old, so it has its own wears and tears. I mean, it's fully made of wood.
Let me ask this though. You have to tell me if I can discern this information. How many cannons are there, and where's the powder store? Oh God.
There he is.
I mean, obviously on the deck you do see several, at least 6 cannons, 3 on either side. You're not sure where the powder is being stored. There's no barrels or anything indication that there's anything up top on ship. They're just anchored down to the sides. You do notice also a medium-sized ballista towards the front of the ship as well.
I'll keep an eye out and see if at any point I can figure out where that store is while we're going all on the tour.
You can roll, sure, yeah, you can roll another investigation check.
4.
4? Yeah.
Wait. Yeah, 4.
Yeah, I mean, he takes you guys down to like there's at least 3 other tiers to the ship. The next level down is more of like quarters and stuff like that for people to travel. As it's custom, there's always rooms and stuff available for ship travel. That's usually the customs in Odinau. So the ship would have been manufactured in that way to have kind of like bunks and like rooms, and then a storage area at the bottom that's just kind of filled with their supplies and other crates and barrels of stuff.
Okay, but that's all the information I need.
I mean, that's all you see. You don't see anything that looks like gunpowder. You don't see anything that looks like ammunition or anything of that nature. You just see a bunch of boxes, a bunch of crates.
So if something goes down, I'll just start shooting a bunch of stuff until one of them explodes.
Okay.
There it is.
Good.
What is everybody else doing as Betty is taking Anchor and Trig on a tour?
Rat'll go out and like lean against the railing and look up and see if he can find that Kenku.
Roll a perception check.
Oh, what are we
And the
doing
grudge
next victim?
continues.
Say finish what he started.
18.
Hi.
Yeah, you go back up on deck. The sun is already set, so it's kind of dark now. It's getting a little chilly. The wind's kind of blowing. And you just kind of lean up against the rail and stuff, and you're just kind of looking around, and you eventually kind of look up at the nest, the crow's nest above, and you hear this like a tune being played by a small flute instrument, just kind of whistling in between the wind. You can hear.
I don't see him though. I just kind of hear the music up in the crow's
Yeah.
nest.
The Kenku's nest.
I'm gonna cast Major Image 120 feet in the air, and a rock is going to appear. I just want to scare the shit out of the. Oh my god!
That's a little.
It'll just fly over and then disappear.
Sadistic son of a bitch.
Rat's become a little shit, and I love it.
Yeah, I mean, you're watching the nice, happy, gentle tune of this little Kenku enjoying his evening, and then you cast that major image in the bird float, and all of a sudden you just hear just a loud squawk and like a thud and a skitter up above and stuff like that, and then it just freezes as you don't hear anything, but you hear just like a loud breathing, just.
Rattle laugh and then kind of turn around and face out into the ocean, and his laughter will just kind of like peter out, and then he just finds himself alone on the top deck of the ship, and he's kind of feeling gross, and he doesn't know why, and so he's just gonna be kind of quiet till the sun goes down.
Okay. Snowball, Shode.
I would like to know if there's, because I'm in a mood, is there anything sweet that I pick up, like smell-wise?
Roll a perception check.
Sure. Aw, man. Let's do math. It's simple. 6. No.
No.
Okay.
I mean, you're down in like the galley area. You're sitting at a table. You're kind of like sniffing around to kind of get a sense. You smell a lot of savory stuff, something that smells very hearty, but nothing sweet.
I'll just do a simple like not sad, but not happy, but kind of like, okay, and then just like.
I'm probably
fine.
down there with Baron getting her fed. So I'll say, "What's wrong?"
I won't lie. I'm not really craving something on the savory side right now.
Well, I've still got that taffy if you want some more. It appears every day. Even if you eat it, it comes back.
What?
Yeah. I've had it for a while. Do you want more? Here, I won't even wait for her to answer. I'll rip it in half, and I'll when Baron's I'll save half of it for when Baron's finished as like dessert, but I'll give her half now.
I would have liked this information earlier, but yes, please.
No, if you want it. I mean, you can
Go
have
right
it.
in.
You can have it. Once it reforms tomorrow, I'll give it to you.
It's like I'm still full of taffy, so I'm go.
Just make sure you share it, yeah? Or I can keep it and I'll just make sure you share it.
I mean, yeah, of course. Like with Baron, absolutely, and
our friend.
The others, like yes, of course, yes, you should share. But ideally, if you know, every now and then.
Every now and then, yeah. But if
More
someone's
now
really
than
sad,
less then. But yes.
if someone's really sad or they're having a bad day, or it might be nice to share it.
Or just like, oh, the sun's up. Snowball may want some taffy. Yes.
Oh no, I'm saying to share it. Sometimes if you want all of it, that's fine too.
Okay. Yes, of course. I'm gonna be not like really happy about it, but it's like I'm being greedy and I don't care. I'm like, I'm still gonna eat my taffy. Push this whatever I had on my plate. I'm just like, I'll get to that later.
I'll give Baron the other part whenever she's done with dinner.
kind of glare at Baron a little bit. I still love the child. I will give my life by this point.
It's half a piece of taffy.
Wow.
That you can have more of tomorrow.
Okay, it's like you gotta think Joey Tribbiani right now.
That is never a character I would have thought that you would pull for fucking Snowball.
Just food.
That's my favorite thing I think you ever said to me.
Someone's gotta bring friends into D&D.
Kenny,
If that person's me.
is there anything you wanted to do this evening?
I think Kenny's just, like, walking around the ship. I don't think she thought she'd ever be on this ship again.
Mm-hmm.
So she's just, like, dealing with that. And keeping an eye out on her friends, but that's it.
Yeah. You pace around. You were around when Rad bothered the Kenku. As you kind of look up and you just see this like little bird peeking over like panically. And you just kind of just keep pacing the deck. I mean, there's various amounts of crew members. They're of all different races in Kree. There's a dwarven woman who's been like lifting and hauling stuff down below deck. A few Odanawans.
You know what? I'm gonna get my hands on some cups, and I'm going to start gambling. Because I have coins, and we're gonna do the shell shuffle game.
Okay.
Try to make some money on this ship.
Sure.
Cool.
Roll me a performance check.
Okay. 5. That's fair.
You kind of like you take a seat in the middle of the deck and lay out the cups at first, and then you just sit there for a moment and you just start flicking a gold coin, and catching it, flicking it and catching it, eventually trying to catch the eye of somebody on the ship. A couple people kind of glance over, and eventually one of the Odanawans approaches you. He's tall, kind of slenderish. He's got a heavy dark scaled skin, and he's kind of got this like what looks to be like a mantle, but it seems to be made of like flesh of some kind, but it's kind of wrapped around his top shoulders. And he sits down in front of you, and he just kind of extends it. He understands the name of the game. You put one of the coins underneath. You begin to shuffle it around, and you're good at it. You've done this before, all the time. Right. This is how you gain a little extra coin. This is how you kind of like, almost in a way, kind of give this to Joaquin at the same time, challenging people's luck, earning some privilege, and then you move the coins about, and you think as you put everything down, you know where the coin is on your right hand, on your right side. And he sits there for a moment, and he sits there for a moment, and he raises his hand like he's gonna go for that right cup where the coin is, and you kind of sweat for a moment, and then he shifts over to the far left one and he pulls it, and as he does, there's a gold coin sitting at the bottom, and he he snatches the coin. Good luck.
Yes. Well.
2 out of 3.
Of course. And she starts shuffling again.
Okay. Roll a performance check.
Please be better. Please be better. Okay, 11. That's okay.
11?
Yeah.
You kind of like a little bit of sweat kind of beads on the top of your forehead as you take another coin and you flick it down, put the cups up, start shuffling it again. You shuffle it extra hard and stuff, and you're paying attention and set them down. And he's been watching and just eyeing, and you just see his eyes kind of just walking back and forward. And but he goes and he picks up the middle cup, and there's the coin at the bottom.
God.
He snatches up the coin.
All right, last time.
Okay, one more time. Performance check.
That's an 18.
Okay.
I'm going to shuffle the coin and like fling it into my cardigan if possible.
Sleight of hand.
Okay.
I'll give you advantage because of the high performance check.
Okay, well that's a. Okay, wait. Sleight of hand. Okay, yeah, that's an 18.
Yeah, easy enough.
You start shuffling it and shuffling it and shuffling it, and you can kind of see the coin kind of bouncing back and forth between it, and eventually you kind of flick it, the wrist like you've done many times before, and it kind of just lands straight into your pocket as you shuffle it around and put it down. And you just got a wide smile on your face as you think you've bested him. And he goes and he kind of sits and he moves back and forward. Eventually he goes and picks up the far right cup, and there's a coin sitting at the bottom of it.
What?
As he snatches up the third coin and he takes it up, he's like, perhaps luck will be better tomorrow for you. As he pockets 3 coins.
I think he was cheating.
You are cheating.
Does he know Joaquin?
He turns around.
You cheated.
Oh shit.
How so? I did not have 3 gold coins, and now I do.
Yes, no, but that you shouldn't have. I know for a fact that the coin was not there.
But why would I cheat by giving a coin underneath and I would just be getting my own money back?
Because you like to win. I understand that. I also like to win.
My friend, you came to play the game, and chance is chance. You gonna go against that?
Alright. I understand the weight of the situation, so I will not body you on this night. It's fine.
God.
It's fine. I have more coins.
Okay.
Good game. Watch yourself.
He gives you a smile
Watch
and
yourself.
he walks away.
Watch yourself.
All right.
Does he go to sleep?
I mean, he heads down towards down the stairs.
Okay. I got time. It's fine.
Okay.
At some point throughout the night, Trig would like to do a secondary lap of the ship to identify all sources of flame, cook fires, lanterns, heating, and the like.
Okay. Roll an investigation check.
2.
I mean,
Goals.
you see fire, but like I don't know. You
I
don't know
where
where it
it
is. I mean, you do see like lanterns on the top deck, but like in terms of other stuff like that, you can't find any other flammable things.
Not a very flammable ship. That's a disappointment.
Say that out loud.
Oh, did I say that out loud? Whoops.
I think once night has fallen, Rad will actually go and find Shouty at some point and sit next to them and just not really say anything for a bit, but then eventually just be like, Shouty, I gotta talk to you for a second.
Sure, what's up, Rad?
I thought I had a really good idea earlier, and I made it onto the ship and I climbed to the top, but then I just realized like I had no idea if these people were good or not, and I was ready to do something that was going to destroy their ship, and honestly I was really PO'd when we didn't go through with it, and I kind of scared the crap out of that Kenku shortly after that. I think I don't think I'd normally do that. I'm worried that my new patron might be influencing me in ways that I'm not realizing. I'm not normally so aggro, you know me.
Yeah. Well, that might have happened, yeah, but I think the fact that you realized it and that you know that you don't usually do that, and the fact that you are concerned about it is actually a good thing. If you were really influenced or under their control or any of that, you wouldn't be thinking about it. You'd be thinking about the next way to hurt someone or the next way to scare someone. And you did it, but thinking back now, you know it wasn't the right thing to do. So it's... I don't know. I don't know if that's helpful or not, but
It helps a little. I'm worried that there's gonna come a point where I'm not thinking clearly, and I'm just gonna follow my instincts, and I'm worried my instincts are being tainted by Limos. But I guess it's good to have friends like you around to remind me what's right.
We'll keep each other in check. You all are very patient when I make a mess of things. So, and you were, to start it, you were acting to protect us and to keep us safe. And that's admirable. We're in a weird, scary place where we don't know what's happening, and there's a navy apparently after us. And you acted very bravely to keep people safe. And I am really impressed with how far you came with it.
I don't know. I kind of don't want to like congratulate myself. I'm just not that kind of dude, and it's becoming easier and easier to become that kind of dude. I don't know.
Then you do the hard work, and you don't become that.
I'll try.
You don't have to do it alone.
I'm gonna go now.
You're not alone.
Oh. I know that, but well, I guess I don't know that. I've been alone for a long time. I'll remind myself.
We'll remind you too.
Can I sleep with you and Baran tonight?
Sure. There's plenty of room on the floor.
Phrasing.
You're not there. Shut up.
Darn toy.
I'll mess around with Baran for a little while, just doing dumb kitty stuff, and then I'll probably fall asleep.
I'll tuck her up closer to him than me, and I'll just kind of stay up and watch them. And actually, I'm gonna wait for Anchor to come back whenever he comes back.
I'm back.
Okay. I don't.
Yeah, we finished the.
Is it like Sleeping Rad and Baran or is everyone else around?
I'm not sure where everybody else is. I assume Anchor's come back. Trig, have you come back to try to find a place to sleep on the ship?
I'll go where everybody else is gonna go, because if we're gonna blow something up, I don't want to miss any of it.
Yeah, the cabin's giving you guys some quarters for you guys to kind of sleep in. I would say like 6 of you, 3 and 3. Minus the person who has Baran would make 4.
Right, it's us, yeah. Anchor, would you mind coming in here?
Of course. You know that captain is a good man. He's a lot more like us than I thought he would be. But yeah, I can come right in.
He seems perfectly lovely. Jin said she had 2 questions for us, or she wanted 2 things from us.
Mm-hmm.
And one of them, or she has 2 messages, I suppose. One of them was the return of the precious cargo. And we don't know what the other one was.
Yeah.
Do you have any ideas? She seemed to know you, so maybe you know something about her?
I wish I did. I only know that she was in my head. It's how she found us. I was having these dreams. Some of them were memories, or at least they started as memories, and then they would walk into them and it'd shift the balance, and I wouldn't be able to understand any of it. There was one where the Cinder Queen was there, and one building a boat with my father when I was young, but I don't have any information on Jin. I wish I did. I thought taking off that mask would give me some sort of answer, but if she's a part of my life, if she's a part of my past, I don't remember her. She could have been anyone.
Yeah.
Exactly. But, Shouty, you and I have been honest to a point in our feelings towards the Empire, and yours comes from a very specific place. I could ask you the same thing. I mean, that brand on her neck, does that have anything to do with what happened with you?
Shodi's gonna freeze for a second and just like obviously wrestle with themselves, and then slowly they'll roll up their right sleeve and show you the matching brand on their arm.
That's what I was afraid of.
Mm-hmm. Like you, she could have been anyone. There were lots of children at the school where I was, and they all had strange abilities. So, like you, she could have been anyone. I don't know her, or at least I don't think I do.
Well, I know that we don't have any answers, but in a few days, you and I will know something more. And as soon as we are done with whatever this is, as soon as Baran is safe and loved and cared for, you and I can have a calm and careful discussion as to who these people are, where they live, and what the next step is.
I don't know how calm that conversation's gonna be, because I've already conscripted Trig a bit into helping me destroy them.
Then, perfect. There are bad people out there, and yes, they may be associated with us, but
there are worse
if
people.
Yes. If I've learned anything from being with you people, it's that you and I are not one of them.
No.
And if anyone can take them away, it's the people they made, like you and me.
They don't get to claim that.
They don't.
They don't get to claim they made us.
You're right.
Naval, I just wanted to check in real quick with you before we wrap up.
It's been a very hectic day, and I ate a lot of candy, probably. I'm just imagining me on the top bunk, leg hanging off, mouth open, the smoke comes out as I snore.
Nice.
We're gonna leave it at that. Whether I doubt I heard anything if I was that knocked out.
Okay.
I'm minding my business.
Shouty, before you go to sleep, I thought I would lighten the mood a little.
Don't you dare.
When I was the first on a ship like this, the first time that I served on one like this, there was a game that my brother taught me, and I was just awful at it. But I thought maybe I'd let you beat me at it a few rounds. It would feel good, the nostalgia of it.
I don't want your pity win.
Oh,
I want to beat you
it is
fair
not
and
a
square.
pity win. I am terrible, Shouty. It's a game called Liar's Dice.
Oh, I'm a terrible liar.
Well, then we're in good company.
I'm
and
just
then I'll
quiet.
spend the rest of the night just going through Liar's Dice if Shouty's cool with it.
Cool.
Yeah, Shodi's like shaking and probably not going to go to sleep anytime soon.
One last check-in, Trig, Rad. Anything else you guys want to do for the evening? You're asleep with
No.
Ron.
Nothing serious.
Kenny. You're still on the top deck, you've been kind of pacing about after your lossage of coins, trying to figure out what that means. You kind of feel a little sad about it, like the luck wasn't on your side like it normally is. You've played that game 100 times before, and you usually always win. But as you're kind of like looking out at the ocean, eventually Bede kind of approaches and kind of stands next to you as you guys kind of look out at this darkened sea. And eventually he says, I expected the worst when I heard that the back room was gone. I had come to port 3 months ago and had found out that it was no longer there. It was just rubble and ash.
Yes, that was one of the earlier raids, not quite like the ones that you described, but, they get something suspicious and then they take it all.
Yeah, that they do.
And given your particular set of skills and stuff like that, that's always worse for wears.
Yes, they took Malik as well.
They did.
So it's just me now.
And you haven't seen your uncle since, then, I assume.
Not in a real way. No. This is a wild forest. That's a story for another time, but not in a true sense.
And what do you make of your companions, your friends? Quite an unusual bunch. Not the usual rabble you travel with. Very surprised.
I didn't start traveling with them by choice. It was pretty random, actually. I wasn't really supposed to be on this job in the first place, but I saw an opportunity and I stole it. So, they're actually very capable people. And they kind of stick with you even when you don't want them to.
No. Seems like you're in the company of good friends.
Good people.
Say it!
Out loud. There was one thing I wanted to kind of mention to you, I guess. Something I didn't quite tell everybody initially. I did mention we had encountered a couple of ships, but I didn't tell you that we actually sank one. We had engaged in a battle and found ourselves on the coral barriers towards Saren and managed to wipe them out. But when we went to recover the wreckage, we found this, and he hands you a token of a deity. And when you look at it, you recognize it. It was one of the symbols that was worn on the chest plate of the black armored man you had met at Tungu Atoll.
Okay.
I sense a boss battle incoming.
Any chance you might know what this means?
I think I had my suspicions, but this definitely confirms. The person that we are protecting our cargo from is obviously involved with the Navy. Because why not? The ship that you sank, you didn't find a body attached to this, did you?
We found a few bodies, but not a body attached to this.
And then we can't assume that he's gone. Thank you for this. If I don't.
Seems like trouble's on the horizon. I get the feeling.
Most certainly. I mean, honestly, with this crew on board, even without someone chasing us, absolutely. And I would just sort of revisit any sort of insurance that you might have on this ship, just as an overall thing. But absolutely, yes, something bad is coming for everyone. We should be absolutely prepared.
Beatty kind of like looks out to the ocean and under the stars, kind of takes like a really big sigh, and he kind of looks at you and gives you like that small wily smile he does when he always has a bad idea. And he says, well, we might as well get to it, shall we? And he starts walking off towards the helm of the ship, and you're just kind of left there looking out at the starlight as he starts to make way towards your course. And that's where we're going to end tonight.
I'm so afraid.